Hey everybody, it's Rob, National Fire Radio, FDIC 2023. I'm here with Chad Daly.
Yep.
Okay, I got the name right, so that's the first step of success in this process. But all right, VIKCTIM drag strap. You just explained a tremendous product to me, and I want us to kind of go through with it. But just give us your background real quick.
33 years, Kansas City Fire Department. I'm now a battalion chief there. 15 years on a federal task force. Out of that 33 years, I spent most of my time, 25 years as a company officer on a rescue. So it gave us the opportunity to potentially find a lot of people and drag a lot of people out, hence the product we're going to talk about, to make the grabs go
a little bit easier. And this is so for those who are out there, when you're making that grab, this is not an easy environment. It's not going to be like, well, you know, high fives and ass slaps at the end of this thing, because it's going to be the most work we've ever done in a fire building, trying to get somebody.
Yeah. In my opinion, and most of us, it's our opinion that the hardest thing you'll be asked to do as a fireman is, whether it's a victim or a firefighter, is drag a person out of a fire. It's the most stressful, both physically and mentally.
Yeah.
Because it's very hard when you don't get to do something not very often to not get excited for one.
Yep.
And to rush it and to fail. And that's why I realized my first 15 years on the job, a couple of grabs that I'd made, they weren't pretty. We're dropping people, and as I talk to more people around the country, we drop people 3 to 5 times on average, and most likely we fall on them and or step on them, right, to get them out. But it happens behind the door, so no one talks about it.
Right.
After 15 years or so, it's like we got to be able to do better at this. So the last several grabs, a few of us have made some grabs together. It's gone so much better because we identified that the biggest problem is grip strength.
Right.
That a person just can't hold on. It doesn't matter how good their cardio is, how much they can bench press, they can't hold on. So how do we fix grip strength? Josh Webb out of Louisville told me he wore an extra large glove on his hand and he only wears large so he can slide his fingers in. That's when it's like, holy shit, it's grip strength. I can't work out anymore to make me any better at this. I got to fix it. And that's when Ryan Cummings came to me and I said, I need my wrists hooked together so I don't have to hold on to this person anymore. He got a piece of webbing, put it over his shoulder inside his coat, on top of the liner, but under the shell, and ran it out of his coat and said, here we go, no more grip problem. Right. Inadvertently, we got a bonus on this because, for one, we realized it wasn't our fault. You only have so much grip strength. You can't really make it that much better through working out or anything. But what we also did is we took this weight and with this idea, we put it on our shoulders. When you see people move appliances, they don't pick them up anymore. They use these straps.
Yeah, moving straps, right.
It kind of dumbfounded us. No one had fallen on this before now, that we got rid of the grip strength problem, and we put it on our largest muscle group. So now we'll take them all the way out and go right back in. It used to be, take a knee, let's catch our breath, and we're exhausted as we've ever been.
100%.
So then Lockridge and Code, they got on board with us and started redeveloping something that we've been doing. We literally had repurposed the DRD. When you stretch it all the way out, hung it over the shoulder, brought it down on our arm, brought it out, and Velcroed it on. We made a few grabs like that. Right. And then they started sewing up straps that worked better. And then we went to Boise, went into the job, we started teaching it, and we've had 0 failures with a strap in a person's gear, no matter of size or gender or anything else.
How many grabs do you guys have on record now of this device? You have a couple of them, right?
Yeah. I'd say probably about 5.
All right, so we've got at least
around
5
the country. Yeah.
Around the country, okay. So let's do a quick demonstration here and show everybody how this device works.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Ryan's been a victim all day. He's getting used to it.
All right, so if I come and I find a victim, this is something I established at 6:30 in the morning when I get on shift with my partner, how we remove a victim. The most important thing we'll do, we got to train for it, it's got to be realistic. But I discuss with him, so he knows when I come in, we come into a fire, regardless of what stance we take, like, hey, I got one. He knows that since I found him, he's the second in line, that he's going to pull a strap out and get ready. I'm going to take the victim, and I'm going to tell him door or window. Which way is this victim going, the door or window? I decide he's going towards the door. We came in from that way. I'm going to spin the victim around. Once I drop his legs, I put my feet between his legs. So if you're on a slippery floor, these people are going to be sweaty. Skin may be coming off. It's not pretty. Half the time, I start asking people in classes how many people sleep naked. I bet 50% of people sleep naked. So there's nothing to grab here. At this point, he won't slide on the floor. I grab his wrist, probably the hardest part of the whole thing, if he's sweaty or skin sloughing, I grab his wrist as tight as I can and stretch him out as tall as possible. He's deployed the strap. He's going to do a deep squat. If you're not in shape, find another job. And he's going to go below the nipple line, fist to fist, come up through it, go back over the top if you're able to. And once he does that, he's going to say, got it.
Got it.
I'm going to drop his arms, and I'm going to try to help. There's nowhere good to grab, so I go underneath his elbows. When he feels that, he'll do a 3 count. On his 3 count, we're going up.
1, 2, 3.
Now he's going to pause for a second, let me get around. And all these little pumper guys and everyone else in the way, we're going to get him out of the way. Like, let's go. I pull his bottom. If he falls, I can catch him. One of our grabs, I think I fell on stairs 3 times. I never went down, we never had to reset. He's locked in all the way to the front yard, all the way to the sidewalk, onto the cot. There's no reason for him to let go. Before, we'd be exhausted, I'd drop him on the front door. I'm exhausted, my work's done. Now, we turn around, go right back in, and finish the search that we started.
I think this is really cool, and I like that there's a magnet now instead of a Velcro. So
Yeah.
this is just coming on, but it's coming right back. And when you're doing the packaging, it's reminding me of, in a RIT situation, we're putting that victim in that exaggerated sitting position to use if we had to replace a face piece that's broken or missing. So it's kind of reinforcing something that we're already doing for our own, let alone a victim.
So there's 2 more applications of this. One would be ankles. It's difficult to get both ankles on a fireman, but as for a civilian, everyone's going to say, oh, what about their airway? You're going to kill them. Well, half these people are not breathing, so how do you damage the airway when they're not breathing to start with?
Right.
But it just so happens, every grab that everyone I've talked to, it's a dirty grab, meaning around the chest, and yes, you bring their airway 30 inches off the ground. Now, by all means, if you can't do that and the situation presents itself, you can't, there's other options. He can come down here, he puts one knee up, basically creates a workbench, crosses my legs, deploy the strap around it, pull all the stuff in my pocket, go ahead. So he can stay low or he can stand up. So, there's one more technique we'll do. You got it. If I had an air pack on, you got to decide if you need to convert it, how you convert it. That's a whole nother thing. But down firemen, they set me up, pull the air pack straps up, he shoves it, screw the straps, and back on his hand. Now instead of grabbing 2 straps and walking backwards, he's hooked that to the 2 straps, one arm, he can lean forward, use his bigger muscle group, his legs, and one person can get this fireman out and just drag him with the SCBA converted. And you can do wrist too.
Yeah, I mean, brother, that's a wrap. You are going to take my job. So, where can people find the victim drag strap?
Online,
Okay.
under Toxic Suppression sells them.
All right.
So, and if you order during the convention, they give you $5 off.
All right. Cool.
So,
Brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. This is awesome.
What do you have to add, Locker?
You got social media?
Huh? Yeah, we're on social media. Victim Drag Strap, over in Fireground Training, the company that we work with, and Toxic Suppression is producing it and going to distribute it. And our long-term goal, it's hard for a lot of firemen don't realize, they don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
If they haven't had that drag, and it's very hard to train realistically, and they won't give us cadavers to train with. So you won't know how hard it is until you do it.
And you guys are doing this on a carpeted floor. Most of our training environments are slick polished concrete.
Yeah.
Right. So like this, there was effort, but you definitely we didn't need to rehab you after this.
So hopefully it ends up built into all gear sometime in the future. That would be our goal.
Well, this is Rob, National Fire Radio with the Victim Strap, Victim Drag Strap, excuse me. We'll see you out there, FDIC 2023.